Hello, my name is Taylor Willingham, and a few days ago I did a video on the new CARE Act and what they call the Paycheck Protection Program. Um, that I woke up Saturday morning and assumed Congress had updated to the newest version. They had not. So this is the most up-to-date part of the law. Most of what I said was kind of correct, but there were some key calculations they changed. It made it a little bit less favorable to business owners, but it's still a good program. I'm not going to complain about grants offered to try to help me keep my employees, but the other program, in my opinion, was a lot better because I think this is a lot bigger problem than most people are willing to accept right now. Okay, I'm going to go through this, and I want to use this as an example. I want to do an example because I realized when I was talking through everything, I got so many messages back going, hey, what about this? What about this? I don't understand this. So let's use an example. Jeff's law firm. Jeff's an attorney. He makes $140,000 a year. He has two other employees. Kelly, she makes $50,000 a year, and Sally, she makes $30,000 a year. And this is their little law firm they're running. So what kind of help can they get? So the maximum loan amount. Now notice it there. This is the 7A loan program. So you will go apply for this at your bank. You will be able to get other loans than this. There are other loans that are out there. So your banker might work with you and go, hey, okay, I'll get you this loan. But for just the payroll, this is the rule, okay? And we're going to take the average total monthly. Now notice here, on my last one I did, it said 4, but they changed down to 2.5. So they're not going to give as much money out now. So the average total monthly payment by the applicant for payroll costs incurred during the first 1 year period before the date on which a loan is made. So let's go payroll cost, what that means. And this is what it's saying. Payroll cost means, oh, whoops. It's any salary, wages, commission, or similar compensation, payments of cash tips or equivalent, payments for vacation. So I was wondering, I was like, oh, so basically you could put, never mind. Allowance for dismissal or separation, payments required for the provision of healthcare, blah, blah, blah. So basically payroll, okay? You can go read the payroll thing, so this payroll costs. They're saying, hey, anything, and it sounds like you're going to self-report. You're going to say, this is what it was. Okay, the term cover period means the period beginning on February 15th, 2020 and ending June 2020. So not only did they lessen the amount they're going to give people, but they've extended the time. So they made it less generous to small business owners. Okay, so let's go back and use our example. We got Jeff. Now I didn't get down to the lower part. They continues that we will not, anybody that makes over $100,000, we're not going to include, okay? But they're going to look at the cover period. So if you lower your pay, you're going to, so if Jeff takes and goes, okay, I'm going to lower my pay below $100,000 for the cover period because it says the cover period. So even though we're going to look at last year's payroll, divide it by 12, and then go through the program. I'll get to that in just a second, how you actually do the calculation. But if Jeff takes his pay below $100,000, his amount will be included in what can be taken as a loan. So in this example, we take him down below. Let's say we do it to 98. We got Kelly at 50 and 30. Everybody, you'll be able to go get a loan for that amount for everybody, okay? So let's go back. So we take the average total monthly payments by the applicant for payroll costs. Now remember, payroll cost does not include anyone who the last year made over $100,000 unless they're willing to take a pay cut below $100,000. It's a hard thing to talk to people about, but that's the people who have to take the hit here. Before the date on which the loan is made, except that in the case of an applicant that is a seasonal employer, I'm not going to worry about explaining seasonal employer stuff. Okay, we're not gonna go there, blah, 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 blah. And, shoot, it's not let me go back. Oh, let me escape out of this. I think if I escape, yeah, there we go. If I escape out of it, I can do this. Okay. All right. So we're going to take this and where's my calculation here? Oh, here it is. Okay. So we're going to take the average total monthly payments. Okay. We take the whole year. We divide it by 12. All right. So we get our monthly average. So that gives you your monthly average in here. And then you're going to take it and times it by 2.5. In my last video, I said, hey, it was going to be 4 because that was what they originally were going for, but they decided to go with 2.5. Oh, well, okay. So let's figure it out. All right. So Jeff, he's excluded unless he decreases his pay below 100,000. We take Kelly, she has 50,000, Sally, 30,000. So, he's excluded if he doesn't decrease his pay below $100,000 for the covered period. So his pay will do, but they did not state that in the amount that you can ask for in a loan. So even though Jeff made $140,000 last year, you take your whole payroll last year and you make this calculation, and that would get to about $18,333, and you times it by 2.5, which would give you $45,833.33. So that's a loan that you can get under the paycheck rule. Now, when it comes to the forgiveness part, this is the important thing. He has to decrease his pay. So let's go back here to the next. All right. So what is going to be forgiven? So there's the one part of what can you get in the paycheck loan. Now, that's not the only loan that's out there. It's a 7A loan. They can give you loans for other things. They can look at it. They're not supposed to look at your collateral that they can get or anything. They're supposed to just give you loans. So they can give you a loan for much more. But what are they going to forgive? Okay. So let's say you don't really run that big of a business, and really this is the payroll's the only thing that you're going to be able to get. So you can get payroll costs forgiven, what we talked about before. Any payment of interest on any covered mortgage obligation. And then I didn't get the exact thing to describe there. We're talking about mortgage obligations for your business that you may have, okay, not your personal mortgage. Any payment on any covered rent obligation, any covered utility payments. Okay, these are the 4 things they're going to forgive. You may get a loan for more, but they're not going to forgive everything. Okay. What if you lay off an employee though? So in here, we have some rules about what will happen. And if you read through this, it's very confusing. So I'm going to give some examples on how I understand what this is trying to say. So let's say Jeff laid off Sally. Okay. Since Jeff has 3 employees and he laid off Sally, they're going to make him take 1/3 off. So now his loan forgiveness for the payroll part can only be 66%. So let's go through what that would mean for Jeff and his firm. So he received that loan of $45,000 to pay for payroll. Sally is gone. We have to reduce his pay to $98,000 a year. So we got, now that would make his payroll for the 4.5 months $55,499. Because Sally, we let go, he can only take 60% in a loan forgiveness program. Okay, so that would be $36,000 is what's going to be forgiven. The $18,000 is what he's going to have to cover. So he looks at it, okay, I let Sally go. I have enough to make my payroll, but I'm gonna have to cover $18,000 of this. What if he keeps Sally? So let's say, okay, so we get $45,000 loan. We have to reduce his payroll to 98. So his payroll now is $66,000. Okay, it's gone up. He's going to be out of pocket about $20,000. So to keep Sally, theoretically, now I understand this is going to be a little bit more difficult when you take into consideration, well, what if I don't have any income coming in at all? I'm in this example, I have to come out of pocket money, even though it's really only going to cost me $2,000 to keep Sally over the next 4.5 months. I might not have this extra almost $20,000 sitting around somewhere. In the other example, yeah, it's only a $10,000 difference, okay? And so maybe laying off is the best option for the employer, but think of all the costs to retrain another Sally when you want to get someone on. So you have to take all these things into consideration. And the thing I'm not taking in consideration here is if you get more loan, like if they give you more money, they might more than cover the $66,000. My advice right now, go to your bank, figure out exactly how much you're going to get down on a piece of paper, start typing everything out. What is this actually going to cost me? What is happening in my business right now? Does your business revolve around social interaction? If you have a social interacting business, restaurants, massage parlor, something that you're going to be hit for a long period of time. So you got to take all these things into consideration on what you want to do. But here they're basically saying we're going to help you out for a period of time, and mainly we're going to help out your lower paid employees. That should be a little bit better understanding than my previous video. I think going through it like this is going to help. Hopefully it does. And good luck to you guys out there. All right.